Good morning. So gonna chat again today. There we go. We're moving along. Gonna chat. Still talking about growing a YouTube channel. Talking about small channels getting monetized. Let me get the radio down a little bit. There we go. So yeah, John coming to you. Hope you're having a great day. It's a beautiful Sunday out here in San Diego County. I'll be driving for a little bit, out doing some volunteer work on a chapel, one of our local bases. So get to do that. Then I'm going to head back, get a little bit of time with my church family. Hopefully you're doing something similar, having a good day. It's supposed to be a day off. I know that's not the case for everybody, or some people, their work week is shifted a little bit. So I will jump on the stream for my church as I get back over that way. Gonna miss the first few minutes of church. You know what? I'm not set up real well here. There we go. Is that better? Yep. Still a little bit low, but that's all right. Still figuring this out. Might work on the dash mount later today. Right now, I'm still using the same ONN mount. It was a kit. Pretty useful kit if you're looking for something like that. This is not sponsored by them. Don't have a link to it in the description or the comment. I got it at Walmart, just walked in and bought it, didn't even have to order it. There's a Walmart about half a mile from our house, so that makes that convenient. Would have taken longer actually if I had ordered it online the night before. I was able to get in right as they were opening on my way into work a few days ago and buy it. But it's got a cup holder. Of course, that'd be way down here. It'd be great if I used it for directions. But if it was shooting video, it'd be looking at me from way down to the right, where this is kind of looking up a little bit. Keeps falling down. I need to work on that a little bit. Probably the weight of the phone and the clip. And it's got the vent clip, which I'm using right now. It's got a ball and socket mount. So each of these pieces, you just mount the holder to it. Then it's got a dash mount that you can either use on the dash, or I guess it could also stick to the glass. But I haven't set that up yet. I want to do that, see how that works. Obviously, you would get the phone up a little bit higher, probably 3 or 4 inches higher, depending on how that stalk works. So I want to mess with that because I know this isn't the greatest camera angle, but it's better than the cup holder at least. So, but that does keep dropping down. That's kind of annoying me. So let's, but this gets to the point. One of the points of these videos is, if we want to talk about easy mode with YouTube, well, I'm not worried really about the camera angle here, the fact that I'm now angled to try to get it locked where it's not going to fall anymore. I'm not going to go back and edit this. I'm not going to reshoot it. I'm not going to do any of that because right now it seems like YouTube is taking a swing away from the studio, very highly produced, boom microphone, 2 camera angles, cutting back and forth, recording yourself with multiple cameras, recording yourself, with takes and cuts. Doesn't mean, you don't have to at least try to shoot a video that's good. But, at the same time, you don't want to, they want content, right? That's the whole point. That's kind of the point of my series of videos about getting my channel going again, continuing to grow, that YouTube provides a service, but we, the content creators, the partners, or the people waiting to get monetized, we create the content. It's, it is a service that YouTube provides, but they don't create very much content. They probably do create a little bit on the YouTube TV side, but not like a TV network would or a music studio would, right? They're not paying musicians to record videos. They're paying the musicians some of the advertising revenue they generate from their videos. So, there's no advance, there's nothing like that. So to get more content, it appears so far in 2025 that YouTube is prioritizing small creators who are making videos, keeping them updated, keeping content coming. Talked in a previous video about consistency. This is my 5th video in about 7 days, 6 days, which I set out to do. I don't post that frequently. Sometimes I don't even post anywhere close to that. So trying to get back to that, trying to get back to, after this surge, probably do 2 posts a week. I'm going to write out a little bit of a plan. I've never really used a posting schedule. Some people recommend doing that, and it doesn't have to be fancy. Obviously, use a calendar that works for you, right? If you like a calendar software, if you like a calendar application, use it. The worst thing possible is to think, I'm going to adopt this new calendar, I'm going to adopt this new planner, or whatever it is. You spend all this time, I'm guilty of that too, right? Spending all this time setting it up, making it perfect, thinking about, I'm going to use this color for this and this color for that, gathering up all these pens and highlighters and tabs, wasting 2 or 3 hours doing that, and then you don't actually use the tool. The tool is only as good as how it helps you stay on schedule, keep your life in order, and be productive. Well, one thing that I've learned in my entrepreneurial journey these last 10 years is the ability to live by a calendar and have a calendar no matter what tool it is that you use. And, that becomes your boss when you're an entrepreneur. You're your own boss. You don't have somebody telling you what your schedule should be. So you have to create that schedule yourself. Now, I screwed that up this morning. Technically, I did not have to be out at the volunteer activity that I'm coming home from because I traded with another individual. But it was good to be out there. I was still able to participate. I was still able to help. And it really doesn't affect, I was going to be up early this morning anyway. But, you got to have that calendar. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to look at where the mistake was, update my main tracking calendar. The schedule for that activity is sent a separate way. It's not sent as a calendar invite, so I just have to create that for myself. But again, nothing negative about being involved today. It did not affect my family negatively and our plans for the day, so no big deal there. But your calendar, so let's talk about a YouTube calendar. So what others have done, and I'm going to copy them, and hopefully that will continue to help me grow my channel, is creating a posting schedule and a shooting schedule. So if it's one of these videos, if it's an easy mode video, a granddad video as we're calling them, the schedule will be just get in the car, use the car that day and not the motorcycle, and shoot the video. If it's going to be a video where I'm going to share a presentation or edit in another instructor in my financial literacy side shooting, their video, well, then obviously it's going to take a little bit more to get it prepped and do the video. There is a guy over here, his car is already damaged on the front end, and he's driving like an absolute maniac. He is all the way over to the right so that he can go well over the speed limit. He was pushing me, he was pushing a couple other cars. Dude, if you've already got a bashed in front end, that should maybe tell you something about the way you drive, right? Sorry for that non sequitur, but this freeway is fast enough, is crazy enough, but he's obviously in a hurry, needs to get somewhere, or thinks he needs to get somewhere, so we're just going to let him go. I might get over. I'm in the number 1 lane. I am going faster than the traffic to the right of me, but there are people behind me, so I'm going to get over, be courteous. Life's too short to drive angry. I made that mistake for too long. Maybe that'll be a subject of another video, not quite the niche for this channel. There's a lot of personal development lessons I've learned, and that's something about a shooting schedule, and that may be your niche. I talked about niches and adding value and content earlier in this series, but that's one reason they're encouraging the older new YouTubers. So, you're young when it comes to being a YouTuber, but you're old when it comes to life experience. We have things to add, correct? I mean, I've driven across this freeway, since 1990, I want to say, 1991. At least. I know I was on it before that. When I was living further south, I came up here to do some shopping, and then went to a couple country and western bars with some friends. So I know I've been on this freeway, for a long time now, and I'll have to admit I've driven across it fast and angry too. And yeah, it's just not healthy. First off, you might get in an accident. We've all probably gotten our share of tickets, and I mean, I'm still moving along. I'm still not going to run myself all day getting where I'm going. But I'm not, I had a sheriff's deputy pass me this morning on my way that way. Didn't have anything to worry about, because while I was speeding, I was not speeding excessively. There's a very relative amount of speeding out here in Southern California. We've even had highway patrolmen tell us that at safety briefs when I was in the Navy, that, if you're going with the flow of traffic, that's the speed limit they're going to enforce. If you're flying through it, you're pushing your way through it like the guy that just passed me was, well, that's going to get their attention, and they're going to risk pulling out to get you if you're doing that. Usually, I mean, today's Sunday morning, the traffic's not real thick, but during the week, the traffic's on this freeway is so thick, they couldn't pull out and pick one of us out either. Anyway, it'd be so dangerous, both for them and for us. So let's get back to a shooting schedule. A shooting schedule gives you the chance to look out and, look at the kind of content that you want to post on your videos, the kind of time you have, because most of us are not doing YouTube as full-timers, especially as small YouTubers. We're not going to make a replacement income even when we get monetized, at least initially. We might be lucky to make $50 or $100 those first couple months. So you can't live off that, right? But, you're trying to balance creating YouTube content, even if they are simple videos like this one that I'm shooting, when I would be in the car anyway. You still have to do it purposefully. So you take out your calendar, open up your Outlook calendar, open up your scheduling app, whatever you're using, and, figure out what days work for you. If I'm in the car by myself, these are easy to do. Now, there's sometimes that I've got to be on a Teams call or a Zoom listening in the car. I've done that before. But if it's like this, just an opportunity, to say, okay, 1 or 2 mornings a week, I'll be in the car. If I'm going to keep shooting these easy mode granddad videos, why not just say, okay, what are some topics? And let's just pick a morning. That morning, talk to my wife about using the car instead of my motorcycle and shoot a video. So I know that, let's just say over the next 4 weeks, I want to shoot easy mode financial literacy videos, because that's one of my niches, right? I'm a financial literacy educator, financial services agent, and representative. So I come up with some topics. Maybe I want to talk about the difference between term and permanent life insurance and the time and place to use each one of those, and how to balance them. And there are some pros and cons. So that might be one video. And then I might say, well, one video might be a specific type of life insurance that we specialize in called living benefits life insurance. So now you can see I'm starting to fill out a calendar. I might say, number 3, retirement planning and the tax consequences of certain types of retirement accounts. I don't know about you, but, I used to always hear that, well, if your money goes into a retirement account, it's in IRS jail until you're 59 and a half. Well, I'll let you in on a secret. This is the year I turned 59 and a half. I turned 59 and a half in just a few months. Well, that means something entirely different to me than it does to someone who is in their late 20s or early 30s. Or, matter of fact, I have a couple of agents and clients that are 23. And I remember when I was 23 and I was just learning about finances, I had no concept about 59 and a half. I just knew it was a long way off. Now it's not a long way off at all. It will be here in a matter of minutes, perspective-wise. So that might be a third video. You see now I am building. I'm not spending a lot of time. I'm not writing the scripts. I already have some ideas, as I already started talking, to talk about these topics. But then I could look out in the calendar and I could say, okay, during the week, I'll shoot one on this, one on this, one on this. Then what will I shoot? And I go out as far as you can. I wouldn't waste time trying to come out with a 9th or 10th topic, because, you'll probably come up with other topics as you research and even as you talk about those topics. So, you build out the calendar, and then maybe, the other post might be one that takes a little bit more production. Maybe isn't going to be a granddad talking to someone like I'm talking to you through my camera on the phone, but it'd be like having a conversation with someone sitting in the passenger seat. So maybe the other one, I will want to put a little more time into it. So I might block late Friday or Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon for that video. That way I could spend a little bit more time. I could shoot it maybe in segments and do a little bit of editing, build the time in for that. But then I would have at least 2 pieces of content every week. There are a couple reasons for that. It will improve my skills. Just like you can see, I've now gotten the phone fixed in a little better position. It's not bouncing around as I hit bumps and swales in the asphalt. It's also level now. Well, if I had not been using this vent mount for 3 or 4 videos now, I wouldn't have started trying to test that out. Also, now I've shot it enough to know that I might want a camera angle up here. So I might try the dash mount or the window mount next. So you get repetitions. The other thing is you get more content, and the more content you have out there, the more likely your tribe is to find you. If I only have one video, sure, financial literacy is a very popular search term. It's almost always trending, but that also means there's an awful lot of content. So if I post one video on financial literacy, I do good skills on, description and title and all that. But even then, how many, maybe hundreds, I don't even know, maybe thousands of financial videos are posted every day. And I have one. Well, I'm not saying just posting a lot is going to make me a successful YouTuber, but it's going to increase my chances. Really, you need a video to pop. What I'm discovering is I have a couple videos that are performing well, and especially lately they've been performing very well. So I'm getting 7 to 11 hours, maybe 10 hours of watch time a day. So over a year, that will get me close to that 4,000 hours of watch time. But wouldn't it be great if I had a video pop, blow up, explode, go viral, whatever term you want to use, and now all of a sudden I had a lot of those hours taken care of all at once with one video? Well then, the consistent performing videos would just add to that, and maybe as that video tailed off, then as a whole I would get over that 4,000 hours. And that's how I see a lot of people getting monetized. They have a library of content, but they have a couple videos carrying most of that weight. Then once you get large enough, you have seen this in a couple of videos I've watched this week, that once people, I watched a couple of videos on how much people earn their first 90 days monetized or their first year monetized. And what happened is once they were monetized, they had enough traffic coming to their site, and it was continuing to grow, that when they posted a video, they would get a spike and then it would tail off. But during that spike, both their view time, their monetization, their earnings, and even new subscribers would all spike together. So, but you still have your old content, and, some of these folks are saying, oh yeah, that quarter, or that month, that month, my top 2 performing videos were the 2 new videos, but the 8 or 9 that had been solidly, consistently performing, continued to carry the weight. And they kept continuing to earn 10, 15, 20, 30 cents a day. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but just imagine if you had 7 or 8 videos earning 10 cents a day for a whole month. Well, that would be, what's that? 8 times 10 is $8 times 30. That's $240 a month. So, I guess to use a baseball analogy, that's like having a couple of home run hitters. Let's think about a team like the Yankees that has Juan Soto and Aaron Judge. Well, if all they're doing is hitting home runs, that's 2 runs every 3 innings, right? Because if they come up and they both hit a solo home run every single at bat, that's 2 runs. If the other 7 players aren't doing anything, that's all you're going to get. Now, I'll tell you, if you get 6 runs in a game and you have a pitching staff that's pretty good in Major League Baseball, you're going to win a lot of games. You're not going to win all your games, but the idea is you have a hitter like Aaron Judge or Juan Soto, you have other players that get on base in front of them. Then when they hit a home run or they hit a long fly ball, there's a runner on third, they can score. Because they're not going to hit a home run every at-bat. I mean, they're hitting a lot of home runs in Major League Baseball now, but they're not hitting one every single at-bat, right? The single-season home run record is not 500, which is about how many at-bats a starter should get a season, by the way. Yes, I am kind of a baseball guy. So I'm trying to turn the low battery light, low power warning has come on my phone. It didn't charge last night, so I'm going to run by the house probably on my way to church, grab a charging whip, because right now my phone is not plugged in. It's sitting in the holder. This is not a powered holder. That is one drawback. That's probably one reason it was as inexpensive as it was getting back to my holder. But boy, I'm way off topic here, aren't I? But I guess the theme here is posting consistently, using a calendar. You know, don't beat yourself up if you miss it, right? In one of my other pursuits, we have what are called minimum standards of performance, and that's related to the calendar because you have to schedule time to get the work done to do your minimum standards of performance. Well, I haven't hit mine in the past few weeks. So yesterday I made a concerted effort. Yes, I had to give more time than normal, and I had the time, fortunately. So I had to use more time than normal had I done it every single day during the week, but I still got it done. Well, the same thing. You can batch videos. I did that once this week. I'm not going to do that today because of the low power situation, but also because, I really want to come up with the next set of videos, probably those financial literacy ones I've already talked about. But by having a calendar, even if you miss one, you know you can get back on track. You can just move that topic down, or you can move it to the end of your schedule, unless they build on one another, but you get the point. So if you have a calendar, don't beat yourself up if you miss one. Use the calendar to get back on track. That's the other advantage of having a shooting and posting calendar, because consistency is key. Getting content out there, because I know I wouldn't know how my channel would be performing if I only had a handful of videos, and if I gave up after those first few that didn't really seem to get much traction. So I hope that helps. Again, get down to those comments and share what's working for you. Share if you have a good calendar and you have a proof that it works. I'd love to hear that, either in my comments, or if you've already made a video about it, feel free to link to it in the comments. I want to share, right? I want us to grow together as a community. YouTube is paying out somewhere in the billions of dollars in their partner program. So, if they're paying out billions of dollars, and I'm not expecting to ever make more than $500 a month from this YouTube channel. If I do, that's great. But 500 divided into a billion means there's a lot for all of us to go around. As another guy says, all of us can eat. So if you want to post a link down in the comments, go right ahead. If you have a good video on using a posting calendar, maybe if you have something on actually what you use, right? Because again, this was an easy mode video. But if you have one where you're showing your calendar, showing an app or Outlook calendar, or even just a good old pen and paper calendar, I'd love to see that. I'd love to share that with other people. So hey, go out there, have a great day. Enjoy your Sunday if you're watching this right after I post it. And everybody have a great rest of your day. Bye.